Hello, I'm Andrew Cleland, and this is Sound Logic. I saw a post the other day. It was an 18-year-old stylist, just qualified, and she's posting online that she's leaving employment to go self-employed. Her reason isn't money; it's that she just can't see a future for herself any other way. And that should stop every salon owner in the industry in their tracks, because if people at the very start of their careers already believe that the only way to build something is to leave, that's not a staffing problem. That's an industry telling on itself. This episode isn't about blaming her or blaming self-employment. Self-employment is a brilliant choice for the people that actually choose it. This is about salons that are losing good people who didn't want to leave and didn't have to. So there's something that I call the freedom premium. So it's what self-employment actually offers, honestly, because pretending it's all downside is how salons lose the argument before they even open their mouths. Cover your own schedule, no asking permissions, choose your own clients, being able to do the school run or hospital appointment or the Tuesday afternoon off without it being a favour someone grants you. That's real. People will trade money for that. Not because they're reckless, but because it's rational. And this is something that I spoke about even before COVID, about flexibility, and we'll get more into it. So the question for owners isn't how do I convince people that's not valuable? It is valuable. The question is, what do you have that self-employment structurally cannot offer? And we'll get into that more shortly. What I see, the instinct is always to compete in wage. Offer them more money, match what they take home self-employed, or beat it, and surely they'll stay. And here's the thing, it doesn't work, because here's why. You're not competing against a number, you're competing against autonomy. A stylist who values control over her day she's not going to trade that for an extra 40 quid a week, or 50 quid a week, or 100 quid a week, in a job that still tells her what time to start, what to wear, when she's allowed to take a Wednesday off. You simply cannot outbid freedom with wages. So stop trying to win a price war that you're never going to win, and start competing in the things that actually decide whether someone stays. So there's a two-part strategy to that. Part one, narrow the flexibility gap. So, it doesn't mean becoming a self-employed structure in disguise. It means genuine part-time contracts, rota input, not rota direction. School run friendly start times where the business can support it. Treating a request for a Wednesday afternoon off as a scheduling conversation and not a loyalty test. Part two, and I keep saying this, stop recruiting, start selling. We don't sell employment enough. Anyway, competing with self-employment, it just can't offer it. Guaranteed income regardless of how quiet their diary is. Sick pay, holiday pay, pension. We don't sell pensions big enough. It's not about the 3% today, it's what that compounds to over the time. It's a massive amount of money that an employee's handed. Maternity and paternity leave, real funded training and progression, a team around you instead of an empty chair and silence. Most salons only ever attempt part two, and even then they do it badly. They assume that staff already know what the benefits are worth. They don't. And that's what brings us to the reply or post that prompted this episode. There's a version of this argument doing the rounds that says owners just need to communicate what employment offers: commission, training, holidays, pension, loyal clientele, progression. Stylists will see the value and stay. And it's not wrong, but it's incomplete. Listen, the benefits is step one, and most salons don't even manage step one. New stylists genuinely don't know what their holiday pay or pension contribution is worth in pounds, because nobody's ever shown them. And listing all the benefits isn't the same as making them worth staying for. You get a pension as a fact. Here's what 3 years of pension contributions and a paid holiday would actually be worth to you in cash terms as a conversation. You get training as a fact. Here's the progression path, the timeline, and the person 2 shares down took it. It's proof. So yes, sell it all properly in pounds and in people, not just bullet points. But that's the floor, not the ceiling. Salon's winning talent are actually doing the harder, less comfortable work, narrowing the flexibility gap. So staying employed doesn't feel like giving up something in exchange for that list. And beyond the tangible benefits, there's a layer that no spreadsheet captures: autonomy within structure. Let stylists build their own client relationships and have a say in the services that she offers, rather than being micromanaged chair by chair. Respect, being part of a team rather than an interchangeable unit. Genuine recognition when somebody's good at their job. You can't put a number on those things, but staff absolutely notice their absence. It's usually right before they hand in their notice. So picture two salons, rigid 9 to 5 or worse. Split shifts, no rota input, benefits that exist in paper but are never explained, training that happens if there's time. In the second salon, genuine flexibility where business can bend. A manager who's shown every stylist what their benefits package is actually worth. A clear and funded route from junior to stylist to senior, and a culture where people are trusted with their own chair. Same wage, wildly different retention. That's the whole argument in one comparison. I've said this many times in our Facebook group. If you haven't sat down with the people who've already left properly, not defensively, and asked them why, you're guessing. And if you haven't asked the people still there what would make them stay, you're guessing about them too. It's not a survey to tick a box. It's the single cheapest piece of market research available to you, and almost nobody does it. Retention isn't a soft, nice-to-have culture initiative. It's a financial strategy. Recruitment costs, training time, the productivity dip while a new stylist rebuilds a client book from zero. That's real money leaving the business every time someone walks. Treat the retention with the same seriousness you'd treat a pricing decision, because it carries the same weight in your bottom line. We get to the bottom line. You can't legislate freedom away, and you can't out-argue it either. What you can do is narrow the gap, make your benefits tangible instead of theoretical, offer what self-employment structurally cannot, and build a workplace good enough that staying is the obvious choice rather than the fallback one. That's how you compete with freedom, not by matching a number, but building something worth staying for. Next time, why the targets most salons set are actually working against retention, the 3.5 times wage rule, where it comes from, and why it quietly makes owners blame staff for a model the owner never actually built properly. I'm Andrew Cleland, and this has been Salon Logic. I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for listening.